Tom and the dog Sam. And could I also welcome lots of our fabulous volunteers? It's National Volunteers Week. So as you can see, we have bunting, which is highly likely to fall down halfway through to celebrate. So thank you to all those volunteers who are joining us this morning. Massive thank you for everything you do for your community, particularly here in Ceredigion, but all over the country. So we're going to thank you from the National Exercise Referral Scheme by doing an exercise session. We're going to do a little warm-up, okay? Then we're going to do a mixture of strength and aerobic work, and we're going to finish off with a nice cool down that's also going to incorporate some time movements for well-being. So we're going to start our warm-up. So what I'm going to get you to do, some of you might be using a chair. So if you're using a chair, it needs to be nice and sturdy. Okay, hopefully no arms, but if you've got arms, that's all you've got. And what we're going to get you to do is just sit nice and tall, slightly forwards in the chair. If we're standing up, we're going to just see if we can take 2 feet comfortably onto the floor. Start by rolling the shoulders. So we're going to roll those shoulders up to the ears and back down. We're going to roll those shoulders up to the ears and back down. And as you're rolling those shoulders up, we're going to breathe in. As you bring those shoulders down, we're just going to relax. So while we're doing this, remember it's hot out there. So any water, I suggest you just make sure you've got some available to you. All right, so I will give you a chance to do that before we start proper. We're going to stand nice and tall. So we're going to get that bottom in. We're going to relax those shoulders down. And we're just going to gently lift that rib cage out to the hips. And then we're going to lengthen through the spine. So we're going to start with the upper body. So we've done the shoulders. This is the lower back. So we're just getting a nice bit of movement in this lower back. Good. And we're just warming up gently. How are you doing? So the warm up, none of us need to actually warm up that much. It's boiling hot, it's beautiful weather, but it's a chance for us to get the joints and the muscles ready. So what we're going to do next is just walk on the spot. We're going to lift 1 foot at a time. We're placing the ball of the foot down to the floor, and then we're just going to gently press the heel down. So have a look at what's around you. The warm-up will just give you a chance to get used to your space so you're not bashing things over. If anything's in your way or if the floor's feeling a bit slippy, do your best to make everything nice and secure. Now we're going to steady those feet again. This time we're going to bring those arms just underneath the rib cage. We're just going to make sure that bottom tucks under, and we're just going to relax the shoulders, and we're going to take a gentle twist. So you can see my chin is in line with those wrists. And we're just gently moving one way and then the other. Now I'm going to imagine that I've gone to the beach. Chance would be a fine thing. And that I'm buried in sand all the way up to my belly button. So the only movement is coming from here. Brilliant. So it's a really nice way of warming up that back. We're going to come back to center. We're going to take some little toe taps forwards. So you're just going to push that big toe down towards the floor. And what we're doing here is, we're getting a nice little bit of movement. We're going to focus on this really nice, long and strong trunk, because that's going to get these core muscles working, but we're also warming up the ankle up towards the ceiling. So if I was doing this in my chair, I would be doing exactly the same. Exactly the same. So we can do all these things in a seated position. And then we're going to bring it in, and we're going to go back to that walk on the spot. So remember these shoulders, they're not quite warmed up yet. We did some shoulder rolls. So what we're going to do next is we're just going to see if we can make those rolls into little circles of the elbows. Now, if your shoulders are feeling sore, just go back to the shoulder rolls. Don't force it. And what we're going to try and do is make each circle just a little bit bigger than the last, but we're not forcing it to a point where it feels painful. No, no, no. So if you're struggling with that movement, just go back to the rolls. Now, let's bring it back, and we're just going to steady those feet. Then we're going to take some little taps out to the side. So we're warming these hips up. And again, we're just getting used to holding this strong trunk. So notice this head, okay? Can't miss this head. What we're doing is keeping it really nice and central. We're not leaning one way or the other, okay? So we've got a strong core again, strong trunk. Oh, you're looking brilliant. So how's everyone doing there? Okay? Good. Now we're going to see if we can tap behind us. So we're just squeezing through those bottom muscles, keeping that nice strong trunk. Again, we're trying to avoid that sort of leaning forwards. Okay, we're going to make these back muscles nice and strong, nice strong bottom muscles. And we're still only warming up. Good. So let's just walk it out. Let's see if we can get a little bit of movement in these arms. How are we feeling there? Okay, depending on how you're feeling, you can see how the whole session goes. So it is warmer than normal. So we want to make sure we've got a drink, okay? That's really important. If you haven't got one, if you don't feel thirsty now, make sure you drink after the session. And make sure you drink more than usual when it's hot like this. Okay, right then. The other thing we're going to do is see how we're feeling in ourselves. If you've got 5 minutes into the warm-up and you're not feeling great, it might be just a chance to sit down and just watch the rest of it and do it when you do feel good. Okay? Don't worry about it. Right then, let's see now if we can lift those knees up in front. So we still got that nice strong trunk. We might add a little bicep curl, but if that makes your breathing come too fast, just come back to the knee lifts. We want you to be in control. You need to be able to talk. We're going to bring it down, and then we're going to see if we can take a little pedal. So we're going to lift one heel at a time. Good. One heel at a time. And then we're going to press that heel down to the floor. So warming up the calf muscles, the ankles. Everything's getting a warm up before we go into the main section. Good. All right, now let's bring these feet down. Let's just walk these feet a little bit wider to about hip width apart. We're going to take some little mini squats. Now, for those of you who've not done squats with me before, it is not that. We glue our heels to the floor, and as if we were about to sit down, we're pushing the bottom backwards. So this is why I love to have a chair, because you've actually got something that you can push to the back of the chair. So heels are down, only mini squats. We're going to bring it up and we're going to walk it out. How are we doing? I'm bound to kick that chair now, so I better move it. All right, so we're going to take a little punch. Now, if you can, we're going to keep the feet moving. Everyone okay there? Good stuff. I've actually had to shut the curtains to stop the immense sunlight wrecking the filming. So it's a bit of a strange one, isn't it? We're not used to this in Wales. And relax those arms down. We're just going to let them swing a little bit. We're going to let them swing a little bit. And then we're going to see if we can just slow these little taps down. Slow it down. Now, we're going to see if we can just step out, open out that chest, and then we're going to step back in. We're going to step the other way. We're going to open out that chest, draw your shoulder blades together, bring it in. So we're really giving these chest muscles a nice warm up. We're opening out. Now just gently squeeze those shoulder blades together, and then we're just going to gently move those feet. Now we're going to see if we can reach up. Okay, so it's like a float. Imagine I'm picking your arm up and I'm just pulling it as far as you feel comfortable and down. We're not lifting from here, so draw that shoulder blade down the back as you do that. And don't forget to breathe. Breathing in and breathing out. Or if you prefer, breathing out And then breathing in. That's brilliant. So you can really get some movement in these shoulders. Some of us will find that's about as far as we can go. That's okay. It's finding your range, not anyone else's. And then we're going to roll those shoulders, move those feet. Now, let's see if we can go on to the next stage of world domination in a warm-up. We're just going to gently squeeze these heels behind you. Now, have a look at those knees. Make sure those knees are pointing down towards the floor. Good work. And we're just squeezing those heels towards the bottom. Okay, we're going to go 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then we're going to steady those feet. We're going to reach up. We're going to gently lift that rib cage. We're going to breathe out and in. We're going to do the same on the other side. Breathing out and breathing in. And then we're going to see if we can just take some little taps behind us. I'm going to show you from this angle, slightly bigger than we did before. And we're going to gently press that heel towards the floor. Good. So we're gently pressing that heel to the floor. We're going to leave that heel there for a couple of seconds. Bring it in. We're going to do the same on the other side. And we're going to bring it in. And then we're going to go back to those heel digs. Okay, how are we doing? Are we okay? We're going to see if we can add a chest press with these heel digs. Good. So we're just pushing from the chest, shoulders drawn away from the ears, and just drawing those shoulder blades together as you come back. And then we're going to bring it in. We're going to reach over that shoulder. You're going to give yourself a pat on the back. Well done for being here. I'm hoping you feel better at the end of it. And we're going to do the same on the other side. Good work, everybody. Little pat on the back. And then we're just going to swing it out again. And we're going to take those little toe taps. Okay. Now we're going to see if we can slow this tapping down. We're going to take a heel in front of you. And we're going to sink down into that back of the thigh. Just a mini lengthen before we start. And we'll do the same on the other side. Bit of a weird one, this one. You're taking one foot in front. You can have your hands on that sort of back leg for support. Just bringing that chest towards the thigh. Not for a long time. We're going to do a little bit more at the end, when you've worked all those muscles and they really need lengthening. Okay, so we're going to go back to those hamstring curls. Excellent. We're going to do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and now knee lifts. Now, when we're doing our main section, little top tip, if you're feeling that this breath is coming so fast that you can't talk, we're probably working too hard. It's a talk test. So what you might need to do is take any arm movement out and just do the leg movement. You might need to slow it down and make the range smaller. So that's how you make something less challenging. If you want to make it more challenging, we can speed it up. We can add bigger arm movements. Okay, now let's just slow it down. Let's just take that little pedal. Let's just take a roll of the shoulders. We're going to open up that chest and we are ready to get going. So I'm going to give us a little bit of music. We've got 10 exercises, mix of strength and aerobic. See if you can just keep those feet moving the whole way through. If you can't, just have a little sit down, okay? But try and keep your feet moving there. Right then, we are going to get some music going. Here it is. Now, what you might need to do is have a drink of water before we start. And if you need a drink at any time, don't wait for me to tell you. Okay? Water, nothing else. Okay. So, are you ready? We're going to start our exercises with a walk on the spot. So it's really nice. Walking on the spot is the easiest thing. Now, it doesn't suit everyone. So if the knees don't like it, pick something we did in the warm-up that you did do okay. So it could be the taps to the side. Now we're going to walk on the spot and we're going to gradually make it a little bit more active until you think that's the right level for me. So it could be that we're getting those arms going a little bit more. We're keeping that chest lifted. We might be making the feet go a little bit faster, or you may be just slowing it down. Find a level that you can keep going for 2 lots of 10 minutes, okay? All right then. We got 30 seconds left of our walk on the spot. So if anything feels wrong, we always go back to the walk, okay? So if the exercises are not right for you, come back to the walk and then wait for the next one. All right, 15 seconds. Now what you may be able to do when you're walking is get a little bit of forwards and on the spot and backwards. So we'll have some more in a bit. Okay, 3, 2, 1. We're going to do some kicks. Kick, kick, kick. Good. So it's not a really high kick. All right, now we can take that opposite arm reach if we want to work a little bit harder. 2 arms if you want to work harder again. I sort of like the opposite arm one. Gets a little bit of rotation here. Good. Now, while we're doing this, keep that chest nice and open. We almost want the same distance between the front of the shoulders as we have at the back of the shoulders. That's beautiful. The other thing that might slow you down today is the heat. So if you're feeling overheated, maybe get a cold flannel, pop it on your forehead, make sure you keep drinking. 3, 2, 1, we're going to walk it out. All right, now the next thing coming up, hamstring curl. It's that little heel kick. So this is the basic movement. That can be really small, can be a little bit bigger, and we can add some little pushes behind, or we can add a little row. Good. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Brilliant. Now, if you're feeling too hot, okay, just slow it down. If the breath's coming too fast, slow it down. Oh, try not to kick the dog. Sorry, Sam. Okay, yeah. Try not to kick the dog. You'll be safer up there, babe. Good work. Okay, we just got 15 seconds to go. I gave him a right wallop as well. Sorry, babe. Okay. I'll come forwards while he's looking hurt and very upset with life. 3, 2, 1. Now remember those squats. We want to make sure the knee bends in line with the second toe, and we're going to sit down into those heels, and we're going to push up through the heels, squeeze the bottom on the way up. We're coming down, squeezing up. Good. What we want to try and avoid is these knees pushing over the big toe. So as much as possible, good. Now, if that's no good for you, find that strong chair, walk forwards in that chair, and practice putting the heels behind your knees, standing up, and slowly lowering down. This is a great exercise to do, guys. The lower the chair, the harder it's going to be. Okay, so pushing up. It's exactly the same movement. And then we can move from standing quite close to the chair. Feel that chair in the back of the legs, down. Good. How's those squats going? Last one. Walk it out. Good. He's now safely in front of me. All right, while we say that, at least I can see him. Now, side steps coming up. 3, 2, 1. So we're going to step with the outside of the foot and back. Good. Now remember, we can make it faster. We could make it, if you've got room, 2 steps. 2, 1, or you can keep it single. Now, let's see if we can add some elbow circles like we did in the warm-up. Now, if that's too much, just do whatever arms you like, or just don't do any arms. Brilliant. And we can go back to singles if you prefer. Single. Okay, cooking on gas, guys. Excellent work. How are we doing? Can you talk? That's the main thing. Brilliant. So we're stepping with the outside of the foot. Remember, we can make it smaller. 3, 2, 1. Walk it out. So we're going to walk on the spot, but we're going to add an upright row. So we're going to keep that chest open. We're squeezing those elbows upwards, controlling it down. So it's working the upper back. Squeeze and down. Good. Draw those shoulder blades together and down. Good. Up. Squeeze. Keep that chest open. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. If you're finding this a challenge, try this instead as if you were rowing with your palms upwards. Looking straight ahead, squeezing those shoulder blades together. Squeeze. Brilliant, guys. Squeeze. You're looking fantastic. So we're really working those muscles that get neglected in times of gardening and computer work, which is pretty much all we're doing, isn't it? And walking and relax. Okay, are we ready? Little bit of calf strength. So you may need to hold on to something for this one. I've got that chair again, but it could be a wall, but it needs to be stable. You need to be upright. Up, lift those heels up, slowly down. Good. So we're going to lift up, pause, slowly down. Now watch that you're not doing this. All right? Really push those heels off the floor. We're feeling it in the calves and the ankles. Push and down. Now those of you that come to my classes, remember we've got that way of making it more challenging. Up together, lift one foot off the floor, slowly down. Good. Up together. Good. Don't try this unless you've got something to hold on to. Maybe I should have told you that before we started that one. Up and down. We've got one more, guys. So really power those heels off the floor. Slowly down. Walk it out. Brilliant exercise. Your calf muscles we use in everything. So we want to keep them strong. Now, ready, side taps. Tap. Now, what I'm going to get you to do is keep that strong core, bend the knee slightly, just tuck that bottom in a little bit, keep that bottom from sticking out, and we're going to tap out. Good. Tap, tap. Good. Now, what we're going to do is bring in that upper back and the chest again. So, you're going to give me almost like an arrow shape, and then we're going to just see if we can do this. I'm sure you can do whatever arms you feel comfortable. Good. Squeeze those shoulder blades together on the way out. Brilliant. So it's like a pec deck with a side tap. We're using almost all the muscles in your body. Shoulders, chest, upper back, legs, heart and lungs. Can't go wrong. Brilliant, guys. 3, 2, 1, and walk it out. You may want to roll your shoulders after that, little one. All right, so heart and lungs, backward lunge, off we go. So we're tapping behind, tapping behind. You want to make it more challenging, pushing those arms forwards at the same time. Good. I might leave these banners up. One of my kids came in and said, whose birthday is it? I said, it's National Volunteers Week. Let us celebrate. Brilliant, guys. Okay, so we can slow it down. We can slow it down. That's great. Or we can make it more powerful. We can speed it up. Make sure you're in control of this workout though, guys. You're looking fabulous. How are our volunteers doing? How are our national exercise referral classes doing? Miss you all. Okay, walk it out. So, press ups coming up. So hopefully you've got a wall. Don't use a door because someone might open it. I've got a little mantelpiece. What we're going to do is take those hands just about here, level with the shoulders, not too high. And we're going to press up against the wall. So, hands a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. The further away those feet are, the more challenging it is. So I'm going to bring mine in. We're just going to bring the chest towards the wall and lengthen those arms. Okay, so that's it. Brilliant. So very effective exercise for the shoulders, for the chest. I keep looking over my shoulder at you, but we should bring that chin towards the chest. Good. That's great work, guys. Keep going. 3, 2, I'm watching. Come on, don't skip the last one. And walk it out. Get those arms shaking out. Shake those arms out. Brilliant, guys. Okay, we've got a knee lift. So more aerobic. We're making those heart and lungs work a little bit faster or harder. And we want to work a little bit harder. We can do our little bit of rotation at the waist. See if you can keep that really nice, strong core though. Try not to lean forwards. So we're really getting those movements in the trunk. Now, if we want to make it harder again, we're going to see if we can bring that opposite elbow. Now, really draw your tummy button in for this. Good. Really draw your tummy button in. Make those abdominals work. Now, if it's all too much, that's brilliant. Okay. 3, 2, 1. We're going to walk. All right, guys. We've done our 10 exercises, but we're going to walk for a minute. We're going to come forwards, on the spot, backwards. On the spot, forwards. So it's almost like 4 steps forwards, 4 on the spot, 4 backwards, 4 on the spot. Does that make any sense? Or just on the spot? And we're just going to gradually slow it down. Good. Okay, that was fantastic. So what we're going to do, we're going to have a quick water break. Some of you might need a toilet break. And then we're going to come back. So I'm going to give you a minute. Try and keep your feet moving. Brilliant work, guys. Have a think about how you're feeling. Have a think about if anything was working really well or if anything wasn't working really well. Okay, we can always take it out if it wasn't working well. Alternatives, for those of you who didn't get on with the squats, we can sit down and we can just straighten out that leg. It's a leg extension. So we're using the thigh muscles, straightening out that leg, holding it for 5 and down. Same on the other side. So everything else pretty much I've tried to pick because it's user-friendly. But if it's not, remember that walking on the spot. All right. So you got about 20 seconds to go. Give us a bit more volume. Now, for those of you who are interested in doing some more of the volunteer stuff this week, I'll show you that at the end. Beautifully drawn by my son, Billy. So talented. Okay, are we ready? You got 10 seconds, and we're going to go into our kicks. 3, 2, 1, kick. So, of course, we can make it a little bit faster. We can slow it down. So as soon as you know that you've got the power, you're in control of your workout, every workout can become yours. You never have to worry about something being too much or too easy, because it's really about what you do with it. So listen in, you take it at your pace. Keep that strong core. See if you can imagine a big thick belt around your waist, and we're just doing at that belt a notch or 2. Okay, it makes a huge difference in letting you keep that strong trunk. So as if you're doing up a tight pair of trousers. Brilliant. We got 10 seconds. Good work, guys. 3, 2, 1. Walk it out. Now, hamstring curl, which is basically those little heel squeezes See if you can keep those knees pointing down towards the floor. We can add a choice of arms. We can add the push back. We can add a bicep curl. My personal favorite, the row. So keep those elbows below the shoulders. Excellent. Nice and light on the feet, guys. Brilliant. Keep it up, guys. That's superb. How are we doing? We all right? I've got beads of sweat. Brilliant. Keep squeezing those shoulder blades together. Fantastic. Okay, we got 10 seconds. Can we get another 10 heel kicks in? How can you do? Don't give up yet. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Walk it out, guys. Whew. So if you feel like me, that the breath's coming a little bit too fast, fortunately, we got squats. So this is going to work these thighs, bottoms, hamstrings. So feet, just make sure those toes are as close to 12 or 1 as you can. We're coming down, squeezing that bottom down on the way up. Now, you don't have to push the arms forwards. I like it. It almost helps balance me out. So, but if you wanted to make it harder, we can take those arms across the body. If you wanted to make it harder again, we can hover for a couple of seconds, drive back up, down, hover, drive. Or we can just do our normal ones, have a little walk. There we go. It's all about you guys. You do what you feel you can do, and then slowly the body will adapt. It'll get you fitter and stronger, but little changes at a time. Don't push too hard. Just mean you won't want to do it again. So the main thing is finding something you enjoy. If you enjoy it, you'll want to do it, and then you'll do it. So regularity is the key. Okay, side steps. Now, are we doing singles or doubles? Let's try doubles. If you got the space. Sorry, I started laughing and got my rhythm out. What rhythm I hear you shout? Good. Now remember those elbows. Elbow. It's like washing windows. And then you can make the circles a little bit bigger if you want to work harder. Or we can just take it back to singles. Whew. If you're feeling a little bit hot and out of breath. Good. Now, I hope I haven't messed up your rhythm there. I do tend to chop and change a little bit. Brilliant work, guys. Let's have a think. 5, 4, 3, 2, and we're going to walk. Okay, walk it out. Now remember those upright rows. We're going to banish this posture. We're all a bit like it. Kids from gaming. Not from driving for once, but too much stuff on the computer. So, nice and upright. Upright row, squeeze, and down. Brilliant. If you can, keep those feet moving, but don't worry if you can't. You can always do a couple of upright rows and then move your feet. It's just to try and make sure we don't get dizzy. Good. Or we can just keep those feet moving and squeeze those shoulder blades together. Squeeze. Imagine you're sort of pulling something up. That's great. Pulling it up. You've got it. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Now, let's change it to a slightly different one. That row. Good. So this time you're rowing that boat, but we got our palms facing upwards. So we're going to get the backs of the shoulders as well. Good. This is really nice. Try not to overdo it, like we were saying. Sometimes you're a bit like, oh, what have I done? Good. I've kicked the dog again. Sorry, Sam. He's terrified now. I didn't do it hard this time. As if it makes it okay. Come on. Good. He's coming back. Trust me. What a fool. Okay, walk it out. Walk it out. Now, what comes next? The calf strength. Calf strength. So, remember, we want to hold on to something and we're going to pick those heels off the floor. Now, notice I had the chair there and I decided to ignore it. but I'm going to look straight ahead. If you want to work on your balance skills as well as calf strength, we can actually take those arms off that support. Keep drawing in that tummy button, keep that bottom in, and we're going to come up. We can hold it there. And remember that sort of corset-like belt thing. Just do it up a couple of notches. Try to not to look over your shoulder like I'm doing, because it makes you want to fall over. It's a miracle I haven't. Good. Coming up and down. Brilliant. Really easy exercise you can do yourself. Okay. Really nice. And bring it down and walk it out. All these exercises are simple. And if you want to do this, if you've enjoyed this, you want to do it again, it'll be available again and again and again with some other things on the Ceredigion Active YouTube site and on my YouTube site, because I'm not always technologically minded to get it over there. Okay, next one. We've got those side taps. So remember, bottom in, little bend, heels are down. We're going to tap. It's almost like a mini squat with a nice strong trunk. If that doesn't work for you, just tap as normal, guys, like we used to do in circuits. Now, if we can, we're going to get those upper back muscles and chest muscles again. Draw that tummy button in. Perfect. Going really well, guys. Good. Keep those elbows ever so slightly lower than the shoulders. Squeeze. Now, smile. Brilliant. Excellent. Now, how much longer we got? About 20 seconds, I think, although my timing is famous. So if you need to walk it out, just walk it out. Brilliant. Tap. Keep that strong trunk. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake those arms out a little bit. Shake those arms. Ready for backward lunge? It's the aerobic sort. So, good. Tap and in. Tap and in. Remember, you can slow it down. Oh, you'll be able to relax in the garden. In a little bit of shade. I've spooked. He thought I was going to get him again, I think. You can feel smug in the knowledge that you've worked every muscle in your body. Good. Now, listen. Is my breathing a little bit? Am I too hot? Do I need a drink? Okay, just listen in. We're almost there, but don't push too hard. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Walk it out onto those press-ups. Let's get those press-ups. Now, if you take those hands a little bit narrower, we work on the triceps a little bit more, but you might need to come a little bit closer. Arms need to be a little bit lower. So it's more from here. Your wrists may not like that, so you can do the normal ones or this one. Okay. Shoulders drawn away from the ears. And see if you can straighten out those arms. It's the straightening of the arms that gets the triceps, okay? So I'm just going to see if I can do it here. So it's that straightening that makes this muscle good. Excellent. See if you can draw those shoulders away from the ears. Brilliant, guys. Superb. Not easy, this one. Good work. I can't remember what time we started. Can we do 2 more? 2. Brilliant. 1. And then 1, 2. 1. 2. That's it. Shake it out, guys. All right. Knee lift to finish off, and then we're going to cool it down. Ready. Minute of knee lifts. Now, remember, if we're going to make it harder, we've got that sort of almost here. We're not up here. We're here, shoulders down, and we're just going to see if we can squeeze, draw that tummy button towards the back, towards the spine, or we can take that opposite hand, or we can just do it this way. Brilliant. Okay, let's see if I can give you something a bit more high energy. She says, oh, I don't know, that'll do. Sorry, just had a close-up of my t-shirt. Brilliant, let's see if we can keep that movement going. Okay, 15 seconds, and then we're gonna walk it out. Brilliant. Keep that chest lifted, guys. You're almost there. Almost there. Just imagine how good that iced water is going to feel at the end. Brilliant. 3, 2, 1. Walk it out. Walk it out. So it was the last exercise, but we don't want you to just stop because you're going to feel ill on a day like today. You might feel a bit dizzy. You might feel a bit, whoo. So we're going to bring that heart rate down slowly. So we're going to walk on the spot. Now let's see if we can take those 4 steps forwards, 4 on the spot, 4 step backwards. Now if you're not sure about balance, use that chair. So we're going to go 4 steps forwards, 4 on the spot. Now if you're going backwards, just make sure ball of the foot down through to the heel. It's actually really good for spatial awareness and coordination, but we need to be careful, okay? So just do it on the spot if that's the best way. Come on. Good, we're just walking it out, guys. Okay, let's bring it in. Let's just take those little taps out to the side and in. Good. Now, we're going to slow it right down. It's almost as if we've gone from sort of fast forward and we're slowing it right down. Slowing it right down. Good. Okay. So sometimes all of us, I do it, we tend to skip the cool down because we work really hard. We're tired. We've had enough. But it's really worth just spending 5-10 minutes bringing that heart rate down. Especially the older we get, the more time we need to cool down and warm up. Okay, and also mentally, it really gets you into that right space. Brings everything back to that, and we start to do things without rushing, which is great. Otherwise, it's sort of, ah! Here he comes. Now, let's bring it in. Let's take that little pedal. So not quite as powerful as those calf raises. We're just lifting one heel at a time off the floor. And we're going to see if at the same time we can take those shoulder rolls. Take those shoulder rolls. Superb. And we're going to focus on that breath out. Focus on that breath out. There's not a sofa in this house. There's not a work surface. There's not a bed that he hasn't slept on. And this was a dog where things were going to be different. Just shows what things are like in this house. Okay, now we're going to bring those heels down. We're going to take a little tap forwards and in. Forwards and in. Good. While we're doing that, just circle these wrists a little bit. Think about that long spine. Think about that pint of iced water that you're going to just enjoy when you finish. Let's hope there's some ice in the fridge and that everyone else hasn't stolen it while you've been doing this. And then we're going to take a nice wide-ish, not a wide stance, but something you feel quite comfortable. We're going to just soften those knees a little bit, and then we're going to straighten the legs and breathe in. And breathe out. Good. Let's do the same on the other side. So let's breathe in. And breathe out. Good. We're going to breathe in. We're going to breathe out. We're going to breathe in. Just soften those knees again. So there's a little bit of leg movement. Good. And bring it back. And then we're going to bring those feet back to a comfortable position. I've got my chair here for support. I'm going to bring my feet quite close to it because we're going to take a stretch for the calf muscles. So we're going to take a nice generous step behind. And if you imagine that back foot being on a clock face, we want the big toe at 12 and the heel at 6. Now, if you want to increase that stretch, keep that nice long sort of shoulders, hip, heel, but we can just bend that front knee a little bit more. And then we're going to gently come up, bring it in, and we'll do the same on the other side. So we still got those feet hip width apart. Quite often it looks as if you're putting one foot behind the other when you do this, but you're not. You've still got that little gap, hips are square on. We're just getting that nice stretch in the calf muscles. Brilliant, and bring it up. And then we're just going to keep being aware of that breathing. And we're going to see if we can reach over that shoulder. We're going to gently place that hand just somewhere between the elbow and the shoulder. And we're reaching down this back. Some of us, we've got quite sore shoulders, so that might be as far as it goes. That's okay. And then we're going to release, move the feet. We're going to do the same on this side. Good. Gently push that elbow to the ceiling. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then we're going to release. Let's just shake it out a little bit. Let's think about just taking a nice big step behind us again. Just feeling a little stretch here. We're going to bring it in. We're going to do the same on the other side. So we're just stretching out this front of the hip a little bit. And we're going to bring it in. And then we're just going to open out that chest. We're going to steady those feet. Just a gentle knee bend. Breathe in. We're going to have a really nice stretch. We're going to breathe out. Just going to touch these fingertips behind us. And then we're going to release. Good. Couple of little stretches to the legs, and then we're going to finish with some really nice Tai Chi movements. So you might need some support like your chair, but we're going to take that 1 foot forwards. I'm just checking to see you can see me okay here. Now we're just going to support this knee. Now if we're seated in the chair, I should have told you this is a really nice stretch to do for the chair. We're just going to keep that nice long back. So we're basically getting this stretch down the back of the thigh. Ooh, breathe out. And bring it all the way back. Who's been not stretching enough? Same on the other side. Good. So if we're standing, we're just taking that small step forwards, bending that supporting leg. Good. Bringing that chest towards the straight leg. So you'll feel that stretch in the back of the thigh. See if you can breathe out. Really helps relax. Sounds ridiculous, but relax into that stretch. We're almost there, chums. We're almost there. So we're going to hold on to something for this one. So when we was doing our squats, we're doing quite a lot of thigh work, particularly these. So we're going to stretch them out. We're going to see if we can bend that knee behind us. So that's our base level. So it looks like this. If we can, we're going to hold on to the back of the trouser leg, your sock, trainer, maybe front of the trainer, and then bring it up. Now we want that knee not there, but there. And we want to make sure you're not arching that back. So keep that bottom in. Release. Let's do the same on the other side. So I'm going to hold on to my sofa for this one. I'm going to see if I can... Someone's not been doing her stretches. Good. And breathe out and release. So we're going to finish off with some really nice flowing gentle movement. So if we're standing, again, it's always that nice grounded position, feet comfortably underneath you, long spine. If we're seating, nice comfortable position in your chair. Just make sure you can feel your sitting bones on the chair, but also your feet, the whole of your feet on the floor. So you may need to walk forwards in that chair a little bit. And then we're going to just soften the knees a little bit. It's a bit like a boat settling in water, lowering that center of gravity. And we're going to see if we can just gently breathe in. And as you breathe in, imagine you're almost blowing up, almost like a balloon, and your arms are on top of the balloon. And then you're going to let the air out. So we're going to breathe in, and you're going to breathe out. So we're going to focus on your outward breath. And as you're breathing in, imagine that you're filling sides of your lung. And then imagine that you're breathing into the backs of the lungs. And then we're imagining almost as if we're a bird in flight. Breathing in, breathing out. As we breathe in, there's just a slight straightening of those legs. And as we breathe out, we're just going to soften. And then we're going to make a slightly different movement. Breathing in. It's almost like we're drawing circles with the back of your hand. Breathing out. Just take your awareness into your feet, firmly grounded on the floor. We're balanced. And we're going to see how graceful you can make this movement. And then we're going to gently open. And as you breathe out, relax that face. So imagine it's someone you've not seen for a while. We've all got someone we haven't seen, and we can picture them, and we're just going to open our arms. Like everything at the moment, it's a virtual hug, but it's better than no hug. So we're just going to welcome whatever it is you can see. I'm going to take one more. Now this time we're going to gently bend the knees as we breathe out. And it's as if you're taking a little tap onto those knees, and then we're going to push up and breathe out. So we're pushing up as we breathe in. That's that focus on the breath. Not overdoing it, finding your range. And then this time we're going to take those arms up, breathing in. Palms are together as we breathe out. They're going to part and then come together. So, expansion, breathing in, together, breathing out, parting, together. This is called the 5 elements. It's about those elements of nature that nourish us without us really realizing it. The first one is fire, sun. Think about how it's looked after us over the last few weeks. It's true. And then we'll finish. We're going to take that breath in, and we're going to breathe out. This is called return to center. So as we breathe in, gently filling those lungs, breathing out. Almost drawing yourself back in. And then we'll stand there for a moment, sit. Just Be aware of that breathing. Maybe some sounds that are around you. You might want to wiggle your toes a little bit. And that was just a few movements drawn from a really mindful sequence, which I found pretty useful, to be honest with you, at this time. But I would like to say thank you for joining me. Don't forget, have a drink. And when I say me, I mean us really, because Trish and Georgina and all the wonderful people at Carvo got the National Exercise Referral Scheme involved with this today. So again, can we say thank you to all those volunteers out there? Thanks for everything you do. You do an amazing job for the communities in this country. What we have got is this. So I'll bring it a little bit closer. So if anyone wants to find out more about what's going on, okay, you'll be able to have a little look at that. I'm not sure. If you can't see the number, message me and I'll send it back to you on this. So thank you, everybody. Let me just see. Yes, there's lots of other activities going on for Volunteers Week. So get in touch with Carvo if you want to find out more. And otherwise, I'm going to sign out. I'm going to let you go. Well done. I'm just hoping I haven't forgotten any stretches or anything to do. Make sure you drink. Make sure you at least take time to congratulate yourself on a job well done, and I'll go and apologise to the dog for repeatedly kicking him all the way through that session. Mwah. Take care, everybody. All the best. Bye-bye.